come to a squat, and I know some can modify the squat, that's fine. Some are to come down quite a ways into your squat. And in either case, your elbows are prying, your knees open a little, and lengthen the spine. And then take one arm up and extend. Maybe even finding wonder in the yoga practice. And people have said, why do I feel so good after class? Opening meridians, breathing, stretching, strengthening. Let's take the other arm up, twist, opening the upper thoracic. Good. And then coming down and forward fold. Bring your feet all the way together in your forward fold. Fingertips down or palms down, releasing the back of your neck. Wrap your arms around your legs. So I'm wrapping and then I'm taking my hand to my elbow. You might have to bend your knees a lot to go there. That's fine. And some of you might find you can straighten your legs, not locking out, but maybe pushing the backs of your knees against your arms. And then bending the knees and coming up and sweep the arms up. And then hands to heart center. So from here, we're taking the arms up. The shoulders want to hike up, draw the shoulders down. Yep. And then you have a Y, and these are great for the shoulders. And then you've got your L. And then you've got your W, and you're trying, this comes in handy later when you're on your belly for Cobra. Your hands aren't forward, they're back, elbows are back, squeezing. It would be a way to wake up your back muscles. And then look up during your Cobra. Really squeeze shoulder blades together and slide them down your back. It's two distinct movements. Shoulders together and then sliding them back. Good. And then releasing and just by contrast, bringing your hands behind you. Okay. The next one, you don't need a strap, though you might feel like you want a strap. Maybe you can't reach the hands. It's okay. Some can. And it's going to be a back and forth movement. Up, reverse, try to touch the hands together or in that direction. Extend, reverse, find your rhythm. Reach, up, over, reach, and I'm really trying not to bring my head forward. I want to look ahead. And one more each side. And then releasing. So yeah, and then this one where again this is like little balance. We're going to go to core very soon here. So you're going to pull knee into chest and release slowly if you can. Hi Joyce. And pulling knee into chest, upright spine, trying to look straight ahead of you and release. You have ankle, you're flexing your right ankle, ankle over thigh, dropping down. Ooh, say hello to the outer hip. Hands all right to heart. And reach up. And then the other side, ankle flexed. And you come down, balance, yep. Flexing the ankles, you protect your forward knee. On this one, you kind of do look down the further you go and then reach up. All right. So we're coming onto our backs, and it's for our core strengthening. And you initially, yes. And then I hope everyone's all right with that. Okay. So, and then you have a block in place. The block is at your knees. But let's say you don't have a block, it's fine. All of this can be done without a block. Okay. So what I'm doing is I am squeezing into the block. It kind of helps me to connect to pelvic floor muscles, but again, you have to have it, So starting out, you've got an arch, your hands can slide under your back. And then what we do is on an exhalation, you exhale, you press your back down into the mat, you squeeze into the block, you tighten your pelvic floor muscles, you tighten your abdominals. Inhale, letting go. Your back will arch again. Your hands are under your head this time. Exhale, nasal breathing. Exhale, press your back down, squeeze into the block, tighten pelvic floor muscles, tighten your core, and arch. Do that at your own pace a few times. And then what else you can do is you can lift your head. As you do the pelvic tilt, you can lift your head and you can reach your arms forward. So you try to get your shoulder blades up off the mat. And then lower. Take the block away. And this is something I'll do like when I do before inversions, handstands, okay, but this is more today for balance asanas. So I'm going to exhale, press the back down into the mat. Both knees are bent. So this is fairly easy to do because your feet are helping you. And now you're going to just straighten your right leg, but keep your left foot pressing in. So you can still do the pelvic tilt. And then bend your right knee and do the other. Straighten your left leg and still connect with the pelvic tilt. Yeah, pretty easy, really, because you have the help of the leg. Now bend both knees, hands are under your head again. And let's straighten both. They're going to both slide out simultaneously, go step by step. Just going to keep pressing your back into the mat. And at some point, when you straighten your legs, you might still have a little bend in the knee or straighten your legs. Keep working the pelvic tilt. Keep working the pelvic tilt. Believe it or not, like close your eyes and memorize that. Believe it or not, you are going to have a strong pelvic tilt like this when you're doing half moon, when you do some of the balancing poses, not all of them, but some eagle. It's just harder to recognize when you're standing. Okay, release, come out, and then we'll add the bridge, which is complete opposite. You're adding the bridge, now you're stretching the front of your body, and you're clasping hands, tuck shoulders underneath you, and press up. And what I'd like you to do, you could stay in bridge as you are, or take one leg up in the air, pointing the toe, and pointing the foot. And standing leg is the working leg, the foot that's on the floor. That leg's glute works for you. Let's do the other side. Other leg up in the air, pointing, and really pressing your pelvis up, and breathe. So it's the standing foot, the foot that's on the mat. I call it the standing foot. That's the leg that works. Release, heels up, pressing your back down, and hugging right knee to chest. Lift your head to knee. So in theory, we should be as strong as we are limber. That's a theory. When you let go, like when I'm holding, I can bring my head to knee. When I let go, I've got space, but I'm working at reaching. Good. Let's relax your head, your neck, and then grabbing hold of your left leg, lift and reach. So again, that's all flexibility, but then when you let go, that's the strength. Okay, and breathe. It's unusual that someone would be able to touch head to knee and be strong. Letting go and come on up. And then we've got our beloved boat. Okay, so if you like being strong, you'll love this class. Okay, so, or if you have a desire to be strong, you'll have a kind of a love-hate relationship with this class. Okay, oh, I hope you like it. So we are, okay, I'm going to work on my boat. So let's say there's 3 ways to work this, okay? And the first one, there's easy to intermediate to more advanced, okay? So let's start out super easy. Think boat, this is going to be your little boat, or maybe this is your boat, to canoe. I'm going to keep the knees down because this is waking up the muscles. And I'm going to slide my hands down the legs. I'm going to straighten, tuck chin in, and then work your way up. That's, believe it or not, that's the easy. Okay, and then from here, just straighten one leg, twist towards the bent knee. It doesn't matter left, right. We'll just do that as a back release. And then do the other side. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Hook your elbow across the knee, twist, and look back. Okay, so you can always go back to the first step. Or this next one, your knees are bent. and you're letting go. And then you're going to straighten the legs coming into your canoe and then bend again. And keep the knees close together. Good. Do that one more time. Extend and come up. Good. And then there's always a wonderful counter pose. Your hands are back, squeeze shoulder blades together, and you have a reverse tabletop. And try to make a presentable table. Good, good. Press up a little more. And you know, you could try, if you have a really hard time with it, what happens if you widen your feet? You know, kind of exploring it. Your neck, your head can hang back, and release, and roll out. Stay with level 1 or 2, or move on to 3. So it's boat canoe with legs straight. We'll try. So straightening, setting your core, and reaching, and then go back. Canoe, feet together, and press up. Oh boy, and one more. Go back. Canoe. Your mantra is, this is good for me. Reach up. Good. And now soles of the feet are together. Take a moment holding. Was that, how'd we do? We did okay. Julie's like, but it's over, Julie. Time to smile. Okay. And we inhale, exhale. So again, there's presented in 3 parts, so you can stay with the one that challenges you, you know, appropriately. Yeah. All right. From here, we're coming right to hands and knees. And you're coming back to child's pose and just taking a moment, stretching into your back. And let's walk the hands over to one side, walking your hands over, say to the left, grab hold of your right wrist and stretch the right side of your torso. And then walking the hands across the other way, grab hold of your left wrist and stretching the left side of your torso. And coming back to center. So we're doing our tiger. So here's how it goes. Right arm, left leg extending, and you're looking down and you're holding steady. You're looking at your mat. And then right elbow, left knee come together. And this is slow movements, and you're going to extend again. And now when you extend, you'll take your right arm to the right and your left leg to the left. Ooh. And then back to center. And reverse. Left arm, right leg, working opposites. Holding steady. Good. Elbow to knee. And extend. Left hand, right leg, go out to the side. Left hand to the left, right leg to the right. Hold it steady. Ooh, and come back to center. And release. One more time. Inhale, right leg, left arm. Right arm, left leg. Oh. Elbow, knee. Extend. And then out to the side. Right arm to the right, left to the left. Back to center. And second side, and extending. Left arm, right leg, elbow, knee, extend. Left arm out to the left, right leg to the right. Try to keep your leg up high. Oh, it wants to drop closer to the floor and back to center. Good. Make fists neutral place with the spine and round your back. Release the back of your neck. Inhale, still on the fists, and arch. And out on the field, right? Breathing. Now onto the elbows, and I like to move towards the front end of the mat. Clasping your hands is going to be much easier. Palms flat, more more intense, and extend to dolphin. Take your legs up, straighten your legs, and you have dolphin. So you don't have to do a pelvic tilt in a forward fold. It's usually from a vertical line or horizontal axis. But here you are working, and when you exhale, you draw your belly in, you're strong. And then relax your neck. Walk your feet a little closer in. Oh, and then left leg comes straight up, and you can point the toes. See if you can straighten the leg, come up as high as you can. Good. You almost got this. Okay, one more leg coming up, right leg coming up, pointing through the toes. Leg as straight as could be, reaching up high and lower. Walk your feet back and make sure you're not hanging your head low. Makes it harder. Breathe in. Exhale, and the best part, Sphinx. Okay, Sphinx down the smile, and the smiling Sphinx. Okay, like what happened to her? Okay, well, why are we doing all this strength? Well, we've got stretch here. You can extend your arms and breathe. Exhale. Bill, I hope your friends are still your friends after to the class. I'm just kidding. It's with friends doing or family. Me. And then lower. And now, remember that W we did? We're going to do that again, but from this position. So I have kind of gravity fighting me a little bit, so I can work differently. You got to retract. My arms come up, my elbows come back, squeezing elbows towards each other. My feet are active, pointing down, pressing down, and then you should be able to turn your head one direction, turn your head the other direction. If your back is strong enough and you get enough height, enough lift, you can move forward. Good. And then lower your head, rest your forehead on your hands. Take a breath in. Exhale. Come back to child's pose. Bring your pelvis, like when I come into a deep child's pose, I want to feel hip to heel. Like you want to feel, I'd say hip to heel. Where does your heel really touch? Probably touches your upper thigh, really close into the sitting bones. Yeah. And if you can't do that, there's a number of reasons, right? It could be your hip flexors, could be calves are super strong and not letting you go there. And there are a lot of reasons. Yep. And then downward facing dog. Let's press back and pedal. And as you're here, just really taking a moment to, in a sense, I think, savor the pose, savor the stretch. Yeah, your neck is so relaxed right now. Okay. Shake out your head. No, I must want to. And then from here, we're going to walk or spring to the front of your mat, walking or springing forward. And once here, let's see what happens. So you're in your forward fold. I would like to see what your squat looks like now after that segue there. So maybe you're still modifying, or you're able to come down and lengthening. That's good. Open. What does it feel like to extend again? Reach one arm up and lower, and the other arm up. Reach, lower, and then you have your forward bend and hands onto your back. Up you go. Okay, so I'd like to look at those movements again, and we'll put some other ones in. So we start out, I like so often I want to look down. I'm going to try to look forward and draw one knee to chest. I tend to start with my right. I think it's just a habit. And then the other side, knee in. Oh, and remember you have that pelvic tilt that just kind of comes in strong. Okay,
And you might have to hang on to something, or maybe you can reach, heel, buttock. Multi-level class. Some of you will find you could kick the leg back. Maybe you can come into dancer and breathe. And then the other side. So you really start out from mountain, and you grab hold of one foot and upright, and just stretch your quad initially. And then see if you can kick the leg back, coming to Natarajasana, dancer's pose. Oops. And then out. And then from here, where you take your one knee comes up like you're stepping over a fence, and then tap down and come up high, ooh, up over the fence and back. And then, what's this one called? Just the stepping over the fence. Julie said, what's this one called? Pranasana, how's that? Up, step over the fence, asana. I don't know the Sanskrit word. It is a hip release. Okay, it's not an asana. It's like you're just really warming up, but it warms you up for the next one, which is actually an asana. And believe it or not, it's the beginnings of an arm balance. But we don't have to do the arm balance. This is where it goes. You did it before. This time, have blocks handy. I don't know if you'll need them, but have them handy. You may not be able to even reach them. That's okay. So you take one ankle over the other, and you start to come down, and you reach. And what you do, if this were really going to be the arm balance, you could already, you could already start to kind of curl. That's my right leg across. So my right foot can curl and make contact with my left arm. And bunny. And dropping. Some of you don't need the blocks. Maybe you can reach down, hands reaching down. You never know. Yes, yes. Some of you can balance. I may as well show the balance, but let's see. I'm going to show it after. Yeah, some of you are there already. Come on up. We'll do the other side, and then we'll repeat it because that's a good one. Yeah, I love that one. And it's so Henry just did the arm balance. It was super cool. So all right, then you come over, and again have your blocks handy, have them handy. You cross over, and again it's like, oh, you're using your core, you're coming down. Some will just say, yeah, this is my max here, or you reach, and sometimes you can go lower, sometimes you can just. And then again, that idea, even if you're like the idea of even imagining a balance from here might seem ridiculous, all you have to do just kind of go towards it with your raised foot, the toes curl back and hug your arm. My left foot is hugging my outside right arm. That makes sense. Yeah. And then release. And the pose it leads to is called firefly. Okay. I'm going to show the firefly, and that's cool. And then you can watch, and Henry will do it with me. And then if you're like, what? Don't worry about it. I just want to show it because sometimes it's nice to see it. And then we'll repeat exactly what you did, or maybe you're like, oh, I can go there. So I'll show on this side because you can kind of see how my foot pushes against my arm. So you're going to do with me? Yeah. So we're coming over and come over, and then I have to walk my hands forward. I need to bend my elbows. And then from there, I reach and I take flight. And in a really advanced pose, the back leg sticks out. That's the firefly. But I like the firefly in its little larva stage. Okay, it's cool, isn't it? And so let's try. You don't have to. Maybe you're like bringing your hands down. Who knows? Or not. Let's just try. Okay, so side one, and you don't have to take flight. Coming down, maybe you're like, staying here, here, you have to do the other side. And some of you are gonna take flight. It's core, you know, even when you're stretching in this, I feel like, don't you think so, Meredith? There's some core in it, even though, like, because you have to kind of protect yourself in it, because, you know, your knees have to be stable. Okay, try other side if you haven't. And if you have, that's awesome. And you held it for a while too, which is really great. Yeah, that's a hard one. And you didn't. It's, you know, so that's Julie Newcomb. Julie Newcomb used to do them. So no, not Julie Bacon, Julie Newcomb. And I go like that. I still point to her corner. And when I talk with Vester, I point to his corner, and then I point to, you know, when the class was once upon a time. Would that be pre-pandemic? We'll see. PP -2 or something like that. I don't know. There's going to be there will be something to acknowledge those, you know, the time warp. All righty, here we are. Let's work on sun salutations. We'll come back to balance later. Aren't you excited? Here's what I'm doing for the sun salutation. You don't have to do this. It's kind of fun, but you don't have to do it. What I'm doing is, so I have a strap, and it's basically to indicate where I toe up. Because when I do this whole sun salutation, when I'm done, you're like on a circuit. You know, you've done those circuits on like hikes, and you start here and then you come out and you end up at the trail entrance at the end. So anyways, this is what I'm going to do. I'm toed up, and even though I'm looking forward, I can feel my feet on my toes, my big toes, maybe depends, maybe like 2 toes touching the strap. Okay, mounted, breathing in, exhale, reach the arms up and look up, still in awareness. I'm aware of my arms reaching up, I'm aware of arching, I'm still aware of my toes touching that strap. And then bend your knees, come down, and see if you can, especially with knees bent, should be able to do this, your fingertips, maybe your middle finger, your longest finger, touching the strap. And maybe you have to bend your knees a lot further, or you can straighten, release the back of your neck. And then look ahead of you. So maybe you have to bring hands on shin bones, or you can have just like maybe your fingers can still touch down. Right foot steps back. Pause in your low lunge using, yeah, be careful with that one. Oh, I would say bring your knee down. Yeah, so you don't have to hopefully stretch your foot. And then as you're here, so I'm sorry, I was just talking to one person about bending the knee as a modification. And then reaching up, so those online, everybody's probably like bringing their knee down. And there you are. Your heel could be up or heel down. Okay, usually we have our heel down. Today I have my heel up because I'm thinking about balance. And reaching. Let's take the right hand down and left arm comes up. You have a twist. And again, back knee down will be easier, back leg extended, more dynamic. You're turning towards your left bend. Oh, hand down, and now you got the fingertips lined up with the strap. Your left foot steps back, downward facing dog. Shake out your head. And raise the heels and lower. So when you raise, you might be on the ball of the foot and lower, and or maybe when you raise, you could just kind of like come up onto the very tips of your toes, you never know, and then down. And now we come to plank. So what I want to say in plank, we're going to be coming onto the belly. When you go into Chaturanga Dandasana, knees up or knees down is modified. Your chin is going to come beyond the line, not to the line, not to the strap, but it's going to go beyond the line. So bending your elbows straight back, your chin comes forward, lower your body. And then that's like a really important point about having the strap to kind of see how you extend forward on chaturanga. Bring your elbows into that W we made earlier. Now hands are down and press up into cobra. And thighs are grounded. Maybe your feet are together, feet apart. The cobra looks around. Oh yeah, always on the lookout for the mongoose. Look the other way. And up and lowering. And again, if your forehead comes down, it comes forward of the strap. And then keeping your hands right where they are. You're going to go back to child's pose, but I bet you're not going to be able to go like I'm getting a terrific stretch, but I can't take my heel to thigh. Like I'm going as far as I can without moving my hands. My hands are staying put by the strap. Downward facing dog. And adjusting the feet here. So we're taking the right leg up into the air. I'm keeping my hips squared on this one. Before you swing your foot forward, some have to come on hands and knees before, but if you can do it from here, look at your strap, take a breath in. As you exhale, swing your toes all the way up to the strap. You have to shift your whole body. Yeah. So your whole body has to move for that. And one of my hands comes. Some people do it really smooth, some kind of, a little more, but whatever it takes to go there. Stretching your hip flexor and then coming up. Warrior one with a heel up. Extend. And your toe is touching the strap. You can feel it. Reaching. Breath in. Exhale, filled with wonder at your strength and capacity, your ability, your efforts. And then from here, we have a twist. Left hand down, you're turning towards your bent knee. Take your right arm up and this wonderful twist. And breathe. Release and step to the front of your mat. And good, toe up to the strap. Breathe. Softening the knees, reaching the arms out to the sides, all the way up, palms touch. Lift, arch back. So it might be that you look up the ceiling. Maybe you're able to reach back more, a lot more. And then hands to heart center, releasing. Yet another round. Okay. Inhale, reach up. Arch back. Exhale. Come forward. Fingertips line up right where the toes are. Look at your knees. And then look ahead of you. Exhale, look at your knees again. So now the left foot is going to step back. You're going to anchor your heel down. Or your Virabhadrasana 1. Hands behind the back. The warrior becomes the humble warrior. So you're looking up. And then you take a bow. Your right shoulder to the inside right knee. Lower your head. Reach your arms up away from your back. See if you can get your head closer to the floor. And then from here, you're back up again. Now, another hybrid. You're going to take your left arm over the other, like the upper part of the eagle. Reach up. Look up. Warrior and the eagle melded together. And then release. Now, your hands lined up with the strap. Your right leg will come up in the air. Bend your right knee. Some will stay here, three-legged dog. And some can do a drop back. So you bring your right foot back. Maybe it's off the mat. Make sure it's not slipping on a slippery surface. Right arm reaching for the wall behind you. Out. downward facing dog, and then plank. Now, remember, if you are, it's okay, knees down is fine. Think of your chin moving forward up the line as you come back. Extending the feet. Either you're on your elbows to make it a little easier, or you press up into cobra. Good. And then press back, child's pose. Take a moment here, head down, and breathe. Downward facing dog. And it's going to be the left leg. It's going to swing forward. So let's think about the strategy. Maybe your feet are a little closer in. That might help. Your left leg will come up in the air. You're going to take a breath in. And when you exhale, you're looking at your hands. You're looking at your strap. And then you bring your foot forward and walk it. If it doesn't make it. That was good. Back heel down. Warrior. And there's a lot of variations. Maybe reaching back more. And then hands come behind you. You're the proud warrior. And then you become the humble warrior. Up and, oh yes, humble. Your left shoulder coming down, lower your head, eyes open, look at your back foot as your arms come away from your back. Again. And arms are at a T position. Your right arm over the other. Second part of the eagle arms, you're reaching up. It's like an eagle's beak. And I tend to forget to bend into my knee, my left knee. So I'm tuning. And from here on. Now we have another three-legged dog. So you're going to swing your left leg up into the air, swing the leg up high, bend your left knee, and that might be it for you. You might just say, hey, I'm stopping there. Or you're dropping your left foot back and pressing up. Back again. We walk. Some will spring forward and walk to the front end of your mat. And pause, hands to elbows. Hands onto your thighs, press up. Sweeping the arms up, palms touch. Arms back. Stars. So take a moment to stand in mountain. Just take a moment. What is mountain all about for you? And not just imitating a mountain, but being the mountain. You become the mountain. And I would like you to hear the words for mountain in Sanskrit. There are more than one. We think of Tadasana or Tadasana, Tada, the mountain. In Nepal, it's known as Sumeru Asana, summit pose. And in the really fast flow Ashtanga yoga, Samasthiti, stilling of the bones pose. All three really are beautiful imagery, like that you encompass, that you become. That fan feels awfully nice. Thank you, Meredith. So I'd like to do a tree, and then we're gonna start to take it down to some other poses. So yeah, let me see. Yep, we're good with this. So again, it's a strategy. And let's do this. So you have mountain, tree, mountain, chair, tree. Because it helps. Okay. So you you come down for chair. That's how I always learned to do it. And then it gets me in a really low position and I build it from the ground up. This is going to help us with tree because there's a pelvic tilt. There's an arch to the upper back, pelvic tilt. One more breath here and come up, and that's what helps the knees. And then you don't look down as you reach for your foot. So if you can't reach your foot, you stay low. If you can reach, just keep looking ahead of you. Have your strong pelvic tilt. Yeah, and be a tree. The traditional palms are together, and I think a lot of us separate the hands because it kind of feels like branches. Let's see how that feels. Yeah. So everyone online has their camera off. I can't see them, but I can see you in the studio, and it's pretty. You guys can see too. They can see you in the mirror, and the balance is pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. Okay. So Julie, your goal on the second side is going to be looking forward the whole time because I saw you. This is what happens. We're here, and then it all goes to hell because I'm looking down. And so I want you to think about, okay, be the mountain, be the still bones, be the summit. Eyes can be open or eyes are closed. I tend to close my eyes, I go inside. Let's touch down. I have to look down here, right? Because I'm in this spot. Now I'm going to start looking up and coming into the, I would say a squat, but it's chair, but you are kind of squatting low. And you have that pelvic tilt, your core is strong. And then I'm going to come up and I'm going to still look up. I'm looking forward. And I'm going to take my other leg. Many of you, it's your left. It's the other side. I can't remember what I did. Yep. This is the one. Much better. I think that trying not to look down as you're grabbing your foot can kind of revolutionize your tree, come up with a new species here. And then releasing. So Julie, that looked better. It looked better. Yeah. So there's strategies so you can see calming, strength, and then you've got your balance. And we already worked on the flexibility part. So yeah. So here we go. What we're gonna do. I think you'll love this. All right. So first we're gonna just come to bound angle. So I don't have to have something under my head. In fact, probably shouldn't. Just want my head down. You're in bound angle. Julie's happy. And in studio, I'm going to keep the lights on just for a moment. I mean, this part here. So we're closing our eyes and hands are onto the belly and you're breathing. Now you don't have to worry about pelvic tilts. You don't have to worry about tightening. You just simply are. You're receptive, which is an action. To simply be is an activity. And breathing and exhale. Interlace fingers and press palms up overhead. And really stretching, your upper body is active, very active. So you find yourself, when the arms are up, you kind of find yourself breathing into your side ribs, but also into your belly.
into your lower lobes of the lungs. Retract the arms. Now you will want a blanket or something under your head. And what I did, what I will do is fold this in thirds, kind of like an accordion fold. And you're going to be sideline with the block handy, okay? And you maybe, let's say that you'll sideline a way that you can see me. Maybe that, some will be left, some will be right. And I have so I'm sideline. My arms are just relaxed. My top knee is on a block. And like if you sleep this way, be careful because you might accidentally fall asleep. Your body is getting that message, oh, nap time. But actually it's not really, it's really about being still, but also being alert. And being really alert to the relaxation process. You put a lot into your movements, your breath, your yoga practice. And now you're putting your all into the art of relaxation. And again, give your body that message, I am alert and I am relaxed. From here, it's up to you. Some of you might say, oh, don't ask me to do anything. I'm so relaxed right now. But if you want, you can become the Japanese paper fan, which now the top arm comes up and you're going to watch it. Your head will move. You're going to watch your hand slowly make a rainbow across the room. And then you open it out and you might be surprised at how open your shoulder is. Which is your lower shoulder, the one that's heaviest on the ground? For me, that's my right. So I'm going to move the right shoulder to the right. If your lower shoulder is your left, move your left shoulder to your left. So you can really get into the upper spine. And so it helps. You can see how being in this relaxed state of mind lends itself to a deep twist. And your mantra right now, I deserve this. I deserve this. You carved out time today for this practice and like a reward. And maybe you are filled with wonder, like the wonder at how did my body open up this well just now? How did this happen? Let's come across the other way. Let's go the other way. So you're going to come back to your original position. Some of you will just flip to the second side. I'll turn so I can still see you. Choose the path of least resistance for coming to the second side. And then remember, your lower leg is straight and it doesn't have to be active. Your top knee is resting on a block. And your arms are straight out in front of you, shoulder height, and whatever feels relaxed, like my arms just sort of cross a certain way. I don't know, it's just so comfortable. I bend my top elbow, whatever feels comfortable, and just take a moment, close your eyes. And again, you might be a side sleeper. So your brain's getting this, oh, nap time. So you're also, then you're saying, this is a practice of being alert and relaxed. The two opposites merging together. Just like Shavasana, it's not necessarily nap time. Unless you're exhausted and sleep takes over, then that's what happens. But if possible, you simply are, and again, your mantra, you make up your own mantra. Mantras are always, or affirmation, your affirmations are always positive. And then let's go ahead, take the top arm, follow it with your eye, hand-eye coordination, so your whole body turns. That's important. And it's slow. And you might be surprised at how open you are. It might just be really surprising. Even though like maybe my shoulder didn't come all the way down, but it felt so good to open up.
And if you have shoulder issues, maybe you resting your shoulder on a block. And you're breathing. And remember that little trick. The lower shoulder, the one that's heaviest on the floor, if it's your left, it's going to move more to the left. If it's your right, it's going to move more to the right. And then from here, finally, we've got our Shavasana, and you'll be there maybe, 3 minutes or so, 4 minutes, but enough time. Because this gentle side lying movement has led you to this place of presence, being present. And then I'll have you start to deepen your breath. As you start to deepen your breath, move your hands and your feet. And roll to one side, make your way to sitting.